Good morning. My name is Eva McKelvey, and I'm the Gardens and Grounds Manager here at Goodwood Museum and Gardens. And we have a very dedicated group of folks that grow plants for the gardens and for sale for people in our community. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about how they get started. We often start with seeds, so we can grow baby vegetable plants and ornamental plants, which are just plants to enjoy in your yard. This is a seed plat, and it's not doing so great. It hasn't sprouted all its seeds, but here's some little baby seeds here. Here's a little tiny one that is just starting to unfold from the seed itself and grow some leaves. And we'll just kind of cover it up a little bit with soil and give it a chance to sprout further like these. Sometimes we use individual pots, and these haven't sprouted yet. This is a 4-inch pot. Sometimes we use something like this, a little 6-pot container, and we've had a little trouble with our seeds this year, but don't give up. Always keep trying, and try to grow yourself some things from large size seeds, perhaps like beans, radishes, loofahs. Certain flower seeds are larger than others. Lettuce seed is very tiny, but these are some baby plants that are coming up in the individual cells of this pot, and we can grow those up to be bigger plants and then install them in something like an actual garden or a garden box. Every one of these plants has started with a seed, basically. Some plants, however, like to be grown from a cutting. This is a piece of a plant that was snipped off from a bigger plant, the mother, let's call it, and we put it into some soil or a different kind of a medium and let it develop roots. When you do that, you take off a little bit of the top part while the roots develop, and then the top and the bottom of the plant eventually begin to balance, and you'll grow a bigger and bigger plant. Let me show you some rootings over here that are in a medium called perlite. Perlite is a little bit looser than soil. It can be from areas around volcanoes. That's actually called vermiculite, but it's some type of a minerally medium, and we stick our little cuttings of our plants in there, and then we develop roots on the stem. So when this gets a little bit more root growth on it, we can plant it gently, carefully, not to break these roots, into some soil, and we will grow another Ocala anise plant on the top of it, and eventually it'll get to be a great big plant exactly like the plant that it came from. That's the other thing, is plants come in all kinds of sizes, shapes, colors. They have names. That's why we study botany, so we know that this plant might be related to another plant that looks very similar, but it's a little bit different genetically and a little bit different variety-wise. But aren't these beautiful? There's so many different colors, sizes, and shapes. There's roots and tubers. This is something called an eyelash begonia, and it's grown from kind of a stalk of the plant. And this white stuff that's clinging on here, the perlite, is holding some of the new roots that have formed, and we'll be able to put this over into a pot of soil, and eventually it'll grow a whole big, beautiful, stunning ornamental plant like this one. And eventually this gets beautiful flowers on it. So this is not edible, but it's still very important in nature, and it's lovely, and there are millions of different kinds of plants, I would say, close to millions. So let's see, sometimes a spider plant is an epiphyte. So what it wants to do, and many of y'all have seen this. This is a very common plant we see. It sends out a runner or a stalk, and this plant is actually just growing in the air. It doesn't hardly even need soil. But what we do are take the little baby spider clusters off of the ends of the fronds. It looks really cool, kind of, boing, boing, alien-like. But we start over again. This is how we continue the process. And in nature, if this was growing in your yard, it would do this on its own. But say you want to move it to another location, just take off one of these little babies growing at the end out here, stick it in a little bit of soil, just barely cover up what's trying to make roots on the bottom of the plant. Remember, the top and the bottom have to kind of mimic each other. You'll see you've got roots growing in here and green plant life on the top. This is one of the easiest plants to grow, and it's very fun to watch it develop. And I've heard it purifies the air in your home. So it's a low light plant. You can put it by a window. Doesn't like bright, hot sun on it. And that's a great plant to start out with. Look at this. We've got a plant growing right here on the table, in the planting table. So it's just amazing. It's very easy to grow. So when you get started from seed, and I can show you one more plant, I collected some seeds from some plants that we have growing here on the grounds at Goodwood. Some really beautiful amaryllis lilies. They turn red in about February, sometimes around Christmas time, and they are just gorgeous. I just collected a handful of seeds when the flower had dried on the stalk of one of these plants one day, and I let them sit on my desk and dry properly. Then I decided to plant them. So next year, these have to grow up a bit. I'll have a whole big batch of cool amaryllis lilies produced from the seeds of the plants that we have here. Here's some more little seedlings that I started with my granddaughter, and after they popped, we put each one in its own little pot till we can get them in their garden at home. We have lettuce, collards, 2 or 3 other things here, broccoli, and you can even eat small plants. That's what sprouting is all about, but we can do a whole nother talk about that. This is our greenhouse area we'll be working in today, where we cultivate plants, and we'll be planting a garden box that you might want to have at your home or your school or your office, on your patio or deck. It's a contained way of gardening, and you can produce some lovely edible plants and things to look at. This is a box built with 1x6 wood, and you may put slats or something in the bottom of the box if you prefer, if you're doing this on your own, but this works nicely. And this is a material called weed cloth, which will hold the soil in place and keep weeds from popping up from the ground up through into your garden box. You can adjust the cut a little bit, or you can just drape it over and load your box with nice, loose, porous potting soil. If you get a kit with a pre-made box, it will also come with some appropriate soil to start your vegetables. You want to give your vegetables about 5 or 6 inches depth for their root development, but it doesn't have to be totally full, because most of the vegetable growth will be on top of the soil, the part that you'll eventually harvest and eat. You don't have to grow vegetables. You can grow flowers, you can grow herbs, which are edible in most cases, but you have a nice planting area. If you want to do a flower box, you can certainly go that way. This is a little baby red mustard plant. Mustard is a lovely green. It's a little on the spicy side, but we've grown it in a little 4-inch planting pot here, and the best way to get it out of the pot is to make sure there's some water in the pot. There's quite a bit because it rained on this, and there we have the root development. So this is a nice healthy little group of plants. It's actually 4 mustard plants, and it could be separated carefully, but for these purposes you have enough room in your box to make a little nest, a little hole down in there, a depression in the soil, and then just to insert it in there at the same level as the pot was growing. Maybe just put a little bit of loose soil up around the top of it, and if you want to separate it out gently like that, that just kind of tells the plants they have a little bit more room to grow because you've spread them out a little bit. Give your plants some space, because ideally they're going to get a lot bigger and grow for you till they're big enough to pick individual leaves off of, or harvest the whole plant and then have something for your salad or your dinner. Let's see, what would I do? I would do something like put this one over to this side. There's quite a few of these. This is a type of kale. It's either, let's see, it's dinosaur kale, so it gets kind of rough and crinkly around the edges. It resembles what we think dinosaur skin was like. So we're going to put that there, and that's, again, quite a few plants. I might be inclined to take a knife and saw that in half carefully, or have an adult assist with that. of course, but that'll make a nice big cluster of full kale leaves for you to pick. Now these are lettuces. This is a type of kind of delicate black-seeded Simpson, it's called. It's kind of between a leaf and a head lettuce. It's leafy, but eventually it'll form a cluster. And those are grown in a little 6-pack container from seed. We started all these plants from seed, so you can take out each individual single lettuce plant. And I might do something like stagger some lettuce right down the middle of this box, or I could do it in the back here. Let's see what I do. I do the lettuces in the corner. And lettuce is a plant that you can harvest the whole bunch of at once and then have enough for a big bowl of salad, or you can pick individual leaves and keep the plant going like that from the heart of the plant. And then we could finish up with something like this, which is a cabbage. A cabbage will get very large and will want to form a head, but by then you might have picked some of your lettuces and some of your green leaves, so you might have more room in your box for that. Or we could just continue with lettuces, or put a nice big herb plant here that it would eventually go to flower, or some type of beautiful annual or perennial flower that has actual color to it to attract bees and butterflies, which you need to pollinate these plants in order for them to grow. That's why plants inside don't usually produce food or much of a flower unless they're near a window, but they definitely need some insects to work with them. So look what we have planted, a big box of greens. We've got red mustard, black-seeded Simpson leafy lettuce, we've got dinosaur kale, and in the center we have some cabbage plants. There really are quite a few here. This would be a little too many to grow a bunch of cabbages. That would fill the whole box. But you have a very productive, very healthy source of food right here. And you've got some dirty hands, but you've grown a nice box of lovely things to eat in an easy way. Hope you enjoy your garden. Hey, it's Eva again from Goodwood, and I just want to thank you for having an interest in gardening and coming and letting me show you a few things today. These are some beautiful echinacea plants that are growing that will soon be available at our annual fall heirloom plant sale. That's coming up October 3rd and October 4th. It's by appointment only because we're wearing masks and using social distancing this year. And then following that, beginning on October 7th, we'll have a virtual sale accessible from our Goodwood website, www.goodwoodmuseum.org. So please come and join us if you're interested in purchasing some plants or looking at plants and learning more. And you're always welcome to come and walk the Goodwood grounds. There's many beautiful examples of some of these same plants growing out there. There's odd and different ones. We try to make a beautiful, serene place for you to have a picnic or do a school lesson or get some exercise. So please feel free to come and wander around and learn about this place and nature here at Goodwood.
Hi friends, and welcome to Namaste and Play at Goodwood Museum and Gardens. I am Miss Casey, and we're going to go through a 10-15 minute practice for the littles today. So let's go ahead and get started. Grab your mat, your towel to sit on. And we're going to sit crisscross applesauce, nice tall spine, beautiful. Maybe rolling your shoulders up, back and down. We're going to take our arms out to the side, and we're going to flip them up as we breathe in. We're going to touch them at the top, and we're going to breathe out and bring them down to our heart. Good job. Let's do one again. I'm going to do it one more time. Here we go. Flipping up. Breathing in slowly as we go all the way up, and bring them down through the heart center. Very good. From here, we're going to start to rub our hands together for our famous blast off breaths. So you're going to rub your palms together super fast because you want your breath rocket to way out into outer space. So we're going to rub them together, rub them together, rub them together, and we're going to stop. We're going to breathe in as we take them up. And I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to blast off, taking our arms down as we go. job. And we're going to bring it back up again. We're going to do it again. So let's go ahead and start by rubbing our hands together, rubbing our hands together, rubbing our hands together. Oh, good job. Make sure those hands are super hot. Okay. And we're going to stop. We're going to breathe in, taking them up over our head. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and we're going to blast off. Here we go. Good job. Last time here. It's going to go super far into outer space this time, so let's make sure our palms are super hot. Super hot, our hands. And rub them together, rub them together, rub them together, rub them together. Maybe rub them over to this side. Maybe rub them over to this side. Maybe rub them up. Maybe rub them down. Rub them back in the middle, and we're going to stop. We're going to breathe in as we take them up. And we're going to count down 3, 2, 1. And we're going to blast off. Here we go. Good job. We're going to roll it out. Ooh, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And we're going to take our toes up. And we're going to point our toes and bring it back. And point our toes and bring it back. And point our toes and bring it back. Do the same thing with our hands. We're going to take our hands up and point and bring it back. And point and bring it back. And point and bring it back. And we're going to spaghetti arms, our arms. And wiggle our legs. And we're going to wiggle them over this way. And wiggle them over this way. And then we're going to wiggle our whole body. And then we're going back to crisscross applesauce. And we're going to reach up towards the sky. So we're going to say north. And then we're going to reach down towards the floor for south. Then we're going to reach over to the side for east. And we're going to reach over to the side for west. And then we're going to reach up. And we're going to twist to the side. I'm going to reach up and twist. And reach up again and bring them down. Let's try that again. So we go north, south, east, west, reach and twist, reach and twist. One more time. North, south, east, west, reach and twist, reach and twist. Good job. We're going to reach up. And we're going to bring them all the way back down. We're going to get onto our hands and knees just like this. Think like a table. And we're going to do some cat-cow poses. Real yoga poses here. So we're here. And we're going to drop our belly towards the floor. And look up towards the ceiling. This is our cow. So maybe you want to move like a cow. Can you move? Good job. And we're going to take our back up. And our chin is going to come towards our chest. This is your kitty cat, like a holy kitty cat. And we'll go, Rrr! Can you say, Rrr? Let's try the cow again. Moo. And our kitty cat, we're just going to say, meow this time. Here we go. Meow. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. Moo. And meow. Good job. And we're going to tuck our toes under. Maybe move our hands forward. And we're going to lift up into an upside down V, just like this. This is our downward dog. So maybe you want to wag your tail. Wag your tail. There you go. And we're going to say, how much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. Good job. And we're going to sing Jack Be Nimble, and we're going to jump up to our hands. Here we go. Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick. Jack jumped over. Let's jump up towards our hands. The candlestick. Good job. And we're going to roll up, roll up, roll up ever so slowly. Ever so slowly. And we're going to shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Shake the leg, shake the leg, shake the arm, shake the arm, shake the head, shake the whole body. And we're going to start. So Jack jumped. You know what else jumps? The 5 little monkeys. So let's go ahead and jump like our little monkeys. Here we go. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. How about 4? Here we go. 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Let's do 3. 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Two little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. How about one? Here we go. One little monkey jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Good job, everybody. Good round of applause. Nice jumping there like your monkeys and Jack B. Nimble. Do you know what monkeys like? They like to eat bananas. So let's go bananas with our banana run. So we're going to reach all the way up for a banana shoe night. And then we're going to say banana split. And we're going to reach all the way up. And we're going to say peel, banana, peel, peel, banana, peel, banana, peel, peel, banana. Good job. Chop, banana, chop, chop, banana, chop, banana, chop, chop, banana, chop, mash, banana, mash, mash, banana, mash, banana, mash, mash, banana, eat, banana, eat, banana, eat, banana, eat, banana. There we go. Bananas, go, go, bananas, go, bananas, go, go, bananas, go. Good job, bananas, good job. All right, I think I'm ready for a break. You think you're ready for a break? Let's go ahead and sit back down here. Here we go, sit back down. Good job. And we're gonna shake those sillies out. Here we go. Gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. And wiggle my waggles away. Gotta clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. And wiggle my waggles away. Let's shake it out. You gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. And wiggle my waggles away. Good job, my friend. So let's take one hand to our heart and one hand to our tummy. And we're going to close our eyes for just a minute. And we're going to breathe a nice breath in. And we're going to let it out with a big good job. Let's do it again. Breathe in. And let it out with a nice and one more time. Here we go. Breathe in. And then let it out with a nice good job. We're going to release that. And we're going to sing bingo as our last song. You know, the B-I-N-G-O. And then you're going to clap for each of the letters. B-I-N-G and O. So let's go ahead and sing. There was a farmer, had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, 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 and bingo was his name. Oh. So this one time we're going to clap on the B. Here we go. There was a farmer who had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, I-N-G-O, 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 and bingo was his name. Oh, this time we're going to clap on the B and the I. There was a farmer who had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, N-G-O, 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 and bingo was his name. Oh, now we're going to clap on the B, I, and the N. Here we go. There was a farmer who had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, G-O, 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 and bingo was his name. Oh, now we're going to clap on the B, I, N, and the G. Ooh, we're getting close. Here we go. There was a farmer who had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, 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 and bingo was his name. Oh, now we're going to clap on all 5 letters. The B, the I, the N, the G, and the O. Here we go. There was a farmer who had a dog, and bingo was his name. Oh, up. We're gonna reach that up and take it back down to our mat. And take the other arm out to the mat. We're gonna take it all the way up. Bend at the elbow, give ourselves a pat on the back. Good job. We're gonna take that all the way up and back down to the mat. We're gonna reach our arms forward and give ourselves a hug and rock back and forth and say, thank you, body, for working so hard today. Good job. Let's take it back out. We're gonna do the other side. Here we go. We're gonna say, thank you, body, for working so hard today. We're gonna take both of our hands to our sides. We're gonna breathe in as we take our arms all the way up. Touching at the top, we're gonna take our hands to our forehead for our right thoughts, to our lips, for right words, and to our heart for right things that we do. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys next time. Namaste, my friends. And don't forget to play.